Which player on your board, or at least from what you're hearing from other teams' actual draft boards, there is dropping the most? Which player is dropping the most from what you've heard so far?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone is taking a dive right now. I think now that the lottery is set, I think it's going to depend more. Teams have to do their homework and figure out what they're interested in. But I do think there's one guy who could slip a little bit in the draft is Malik Monk, and not because of anything he's done, but just because of sort of the way the order fell. Because I feel like he's probably not. He may not be in that top 5 group unless Philly reaches for him, and then he could slip, I think, to 9 or 10. But he is a guy who could be a top 5 player in the draft. So I mean, that's one name who I could see falling just based on the order shook out. I don't know if there's anyone right now who people are just like, there's no like great variance of opinion for anything particular that's happened. I would say it's still pretty early.
Which team in your mock draft will get a player who can make a major contribution right away, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have Jackson going to Phoenix, and I like him as a fit there a lot. I don't know how ready he'll be to score that much from day one, but he won't have to do as much of that. They have Devin Booker, they have a bunch of good guards in Phoenix. I think they are kind of moving back in the right direction. And so Jackson is a guy who is, I think, physically ready to play some NBA minutes. He's a really good defender. I think he'll compete. He's a guy who could have a pretty good impact from the start. Assuming he goes into a situation where he's able to play a lot.
And is there a player here, Jeremy? I don't want to say overrated, but maybe just receiving excessive hype.
I mean, honestly, I think Alonzo is the guy who I would point to there, and not like in a way that's knocking him. But I mean, that is sort of all season. We've heard these things like Jason Kidd comparisons, which I mean, I don't know if I can really take that seriously. I mean, it's pretty hard to. For me, it's hard to compare anyone to arguably one of the 5-10 best point guards ever. It's kind of hard. But Lonzo was a special college player. But it's with him, it's always been hard to know, kind of extract him from, the situation he's playing in, whether it was in high school where they're playing a weird system, or at UCLA where, in one sense, he is the system. But on the other hand, it's like they are playing so fast, and it's like in the NBA, the team is going to have to really, I think, cater to his strengths to really maximize him. So I could see if he goes to a situation that's not ideal, people might, and also, I think there's been some public pushback with the stuff his dad is saying. I can see people sort of pivoting on him quickly if he doesn't, make it work right.